We live in a violent and scary world. It seems like hardly a week goes by without news of another savage terrorist attack or pointless mass shooting happening somewhere in the country. Public massacres like school and workplace shootings and acts of terrorism are definitely on the rise. As a matter of fact, one recent study showed that public massacre events have increased by a whopping 167% from the first half of the decade to the last half. You already know about the more well-known attacks like San Bernardino, Sandy Hook, and the Orlando nightclub shootings. But did you know that the actual number of mass shootings in the U.S. is much, much higher? According to an NBC online news story, there were more than 350 public massacres just last year alone. With these facts in mind, there is no doubt that active shooter attacks and other public massacres are becoming more and more common, which begs the question, how prepared are you when the next attack occurs? Do you know the exact steps that you must take in an active shooter, terrorist attack, or hostage situation to ensure your survival and the survival of your wife and children? Or are you like most people who think that such a thing would never happen to them? The sad truth is that it's exactly the people who think like that are most at risk. Those who don't have special knowledge or some kind of training beforehand to deal with an active shooter or hostage situation, in 99% of cases, panic and act completely irrational, which either gets them killed outright or severely decreases their chances of survival. If you care about your security and the security of your family, having the right information, knowing exactly what to do and what not to do, can and will make the difference between life and death. When you're standing several feet away from a crazed attacker that's putting bullets in everyone around him, you can't rely on anyone but yourself to save you. Not on security guards, not on police officers, and certainly not on any governmental or state forces. In critical situations, it's only you and the survival knowledge you have that will get you on the path to safety. Because of this, I'm giving away a limited number of copies of my Public Massacre Survival Guide for free. Hi, my name is Keith Jacobs, and I'm an expert on disaster preparedness and personal defense. For the past 10 years, I've taught thousands of people on how to survive various disaster situations, from floods to hurricanes, extended power outages, civil unrest, and most recently, active shooter terrorist attacks and hostage situations. Whether you're talking about public attacks by ISIS, Al-Qaeda, or other Middle Eastern extremists, or you're referring to violence by mentally unstable people, street gangs, homegrown terrorists, or just some deranged sociopath, it's clear that these unfortunate incidents can happen to anybody at any time, in any place. And even though I try my best to train as many people as I can in my regular training programs, the majority of the U.S. population doesn't have a clue about the first thing to do when they're faced with an active shooter or active terrorist situation. So instead of me trying to inefficiently teach classes one by one to small groups, I figured that the best way to help as many people as possible was to take all the knowledge I have on the subject of personal defense and disaster survival and put it into one small portable book with actionable advice that will teach anybody the essential tools, techniques, and mindset required to survive any kind of public massacre situation. And because the current state of affairs is so dire, and new attacks are happening almost every day, I've decided to release this limited first print of the Public Massacre Survival Guide for free. If you act right now and claim your copy while the stock still lasts, here's just a small preview of the information that you'll discover inside. 9 subtle behavioral cues that an attacker will exhibit before he begins his rampage. Some are so inconspicuous that you have to know exactly what to look for to spot them. 3 techniques to assess the danger level of any situation, the escape routes in any location, and the best plan of action that will ensure your survival. The scientific reason why people's rational brain shuts down in an emergency situation, and what to do to prevent that. Panic is one of the biggest factors that gets people killed. One thing to not do around law enforcement officers when they arrive. Police officers and SWAT are trained to shoot on sight if you exhibit this behavior. What to do and what not to do if you ever get taken as a hostage, including one unusual trick that will make your captors think twice before pulling the trigger. A fun game to teach your children that will train them to be able to survive an active shooter situation without scaring them or putting them through emotional trauma. The best places to hide and take cover in case of an attack, including the worst places to hide that most attackers will search first. One exercise you can do each day to train yourself to spot and avoid dangerous situations before they even occur. 16 common objects you'll find in any place that can be turned into lethal weapons. Good to know if you have to defend yourself and escape is not an option. A breathing exercise taught by the military to reduce anxiety and maintain a calm state of mind at all times. Plus many, many more tips and advice for surviving mass shootings, terrorist attacks, and hostage situations that you can pass along to your family and friends. All of this you can find out for free today. All you have to do is to take action now and click on the big button on this page while supplies last. As long as there are any copies from the first run left, this book is yours at no charge at all. All that I ask is that you cover the small $4.95 shipping fee. It cost me a small fortune to have this book printed, but I'm sure you'll agree that the small shipping fee is nothing when compared to how valuable this knowledge will prove to be to you and your family's safety. And if you decide to take action right now, I will also include a digital copy of the Deadly Weapon Survival Guide as a bonus for absolutely no charge. This guide will show you step by step, with detailed pictures, how to defend yourself and disarm an attacker that's threatening you with a gun, knife, bat, steel pipe, or anything else that could be classified as a deadly weapon. It's the perfect addition to the main book, as it will give you a complete education on how to defend yourself when your life is in danger. Normally, I'd sell this book for $19.99, but if you decide to claim my Public Massacre Survival book right now, I will include this bonus PDF report for free. But that's not all. I'm also going to include access to my special curated video library on Public Massacre survival tactics. These are some of my favorite videos for how to prepare for and survive school and workplace shootings, mall shootings, suicide bombers, IED attacks, and so much more. Access to this curated video library is easily worth another $20 on its own, but you get it for free as well if you claim a copy of my Public Massacre Survival Guide today. Simply click the big button on this page and enter your details. Then just pay the $4.95 shipping fee, and I'll get your copy of Public Massacre Survival in the mail ASAP, and I'll set you up with instant access to the bonus report and the curated video library. Now, before I end this message, let me ask you this. What will you do if you ever find yourself in an active shooter or terrorist attack situation? Will you be like most people, ignoring the obvious and not so obvious signs of an attack before it happens, panicking at the sound of a gunshot or at the first sight of conflict, and reacting purely on instinct, making rash decisions like going for the nearest available exit, which also happens to be the one that all the other people in the area are trying to escape through, causing a jam and making it easier for the attacker to pick you off? Or will you train yourself with specific exercises taught usually only to law enforcement officials? And instead of panicking when disaster strikes, you will know exactly what steps and what route to take to get yourself and your loved ones to safety. All the while you remain calm and composed, measured and deliberate with every moment, knowing what to do at all times, even when the situation looks desperate. If you want to be with the first category of people, then you don't have to do a darn thing. Just close this page and forget that special information that could one day save your life even exists. But if you want to be in the second category, and be one of those people who know how to deal with a mass shooting situation or terrorism event while being 100% in control of their emotions, thoughts, and actions, then all you have to do is click the big button on this page, enter your details, and pay the $4.95 shipping fee. Once you do that, your free book will be dispatched to you as soon as possible. You'll also receive the digital copy of the bonus Deadly Weapons Survival Report and access to the curated video library so that you can start preparing yourself and your family right away. If you care about survival and being prepared is important to you, the information in this book will put you ahead of 99% of people who don't have the first clue about how to successfully survive a public massacre situation. So take action while this special offer still lasts. I've printed 500 copies to give away today for free. However, once all the copies of the first run have been claimed, I'm probably going to be forced to start charging at least $39 a copy for the next run. If you delay your decision any longer, you might miss out on this special deal. So just click the button below to claim your free copy today. And once you do that, your free book will be shipped out as soon as possible. You'll also get instant downloadable access to the Deadly Weapons Survival PDF report, which is valued at $19.99 on its own. And you'll get instant access to the curated video library, which is worth at least $20 by itself. When you add it all up, you're getting a combined value of $78.99 in free, potentially life-saving information. The only thing I ask is that you cover the small $4.95 shipping fee, and both guides are yours. Once you do that, you'll have access to all the knowledge required to survive an active shooter event, terrorist attack, or hostage situation. If you don't want to spend hundreds of dollars on special self-defense classes, you owe it to yourself to get this book. The next time another public massacre occurs, you'll know exactly what to do to get yourself and your family to safety. I sincerely hope that you never have to face such a terrifying event in the first place. But as with all things, and I think you'll agree with me, it's always better to be prepared beforehand. As the old saying goes, better to be safe than sorry. Click on the big button below and get your free copy shipped today. Oh, and once you get it, make sure to send in your feedback. I'd love to hear your thoughts and your experiences. Thank you for your time. Here's to always staying safe and prepared.